Ready now to go at 177. Lehigh's captain Ivan Boyesen, 12-7-1, coming out against Chris Barnes, sophomore from Claymore, Oklahoma, 27-8-1. And if he was an explosive wrestler, I guess you could call him a Claymore mine, couldn't you, Larry?
Well, Barnes is ranked 5th at 177, so.
Boyesen
gets
a takedown, but actually doesn't bring his man down, just has control, and then gives it up.
Well, when you drop to the mat, the hands, when the hands go down on the mat, they're considered supporting points, and therefore the takedown can occur. And that's how that occurred in that situation.
You realize, Larry, that at this moment, that if Ivan Boyesen could win this bout, Lehigh could win. Matt Ruppels got a good shot at 190.
You better get off the bottom if that's going to happen. He's trailing by 1.
Restart.
Ivan's got all the attributes. He's got the body, the speed, the move.
Face me this way.
Just doesn't get angry enough. He's a gentleman.
Okay, top man on.
Barnes trying to ride him, put in a cross-body ride. Barnes took a 3rd last year in the Big 8 tournament, whereas Lehigh wrestler was Eastern champion at 177.
Seems to me when you're wrestling the number 5s and 6s in the country, Larry, you got to do some unorthodox things offensively. If you stay back on your heels defensively, you're waiting for the inevitable to happen to you. 3-3 here at 177. Oklahoma leads Lehigh by 7.
Would you pronounce that word?
Tell me what it means.
Well, that's the high school that Chris Barnes went to in Claymore, Oklahoma.
Ulaga.
Okay. Really tough.
Let's see whether he lost it. He had the leg and lost it.
That's a Porter Nelson block.
Good defensive move in there by Oklahoma State's Chris Barnes. Boyesen had the leg but couldn't bring it in.
That's the so-called counter wrestling technique.
42 seconds.
It looks like you're losing
42
it, but
seconds, fellas.
Counter and come back. 3-3 on the board, 40 seconds left, first period. Lehigh co-captain. Picks up a single.
Let's see now if he can hang on to it, pull it in. Coming across the top is Barnes, and he's trying to get a neutral out of this, and let's see what happens. He's got the leg, but I think Ed Massoud may get tired of this one.
Yeah, we'll get a stalemate unless he really just drives forward, and, you know.
You got to drive forward. Nothing's going to happen from hanging on to the leg.
Up.
And nothing did happen. We see Jim Frick over in the far right corner of your screen for a moment. Jim will not wrestle. Edinburgh will wrestle, hopefully, in the Eastern at 42.
The first state.
Barnes is a good-looking sophomore out there, I'll tell you. They, as you pointed out, Shell, they've got one senior in the lineup.
Guys, period 2, 3-3.
That was Vince Silva. He's the only senior.
Okay, state don't move. Lehigh on.
3 juniors, the rest sophomores and freshmen. Of course, John Smith didn't wrestle, the number 1 wrestler at 134. He's a senior. Escape, Chris Barnes.
Well, on the information I got from Oklahoma, I was shocked to read that they had 26 wrestlers on the roster. 11 out of the 26 are red shirts. And the other, and 1 junior college transfer. So that's how they keep this kind of the bulls in the corral. Earlier today,
Neutral,
Shell,
118.
there's a parade. There's Joe C.
118.
Spelled S-E-A-Y, pronounced C, as in the letter C. Earlier today, they had a dual meet from two great District 3 Pennsylvania wrestling schools, Warwick High School down around Lidditz and Cumberland Valley. And Cumberland Valley came out on top. I don't have the score, but I was informed that Cumberland Valley was the winner in a dual meet between those two schools.
I think it was a considerable victory. I think it was by maybe 15 or more points.
Nothing there, nothing there. Let him in, let him in.
2 years ago, Lehigh had a wrestler out of Warwick and 177. And then he ballooned up to 190 and didn't do much thereafter. 35 seconds left. 4-3.
Let's go, buddy.
There's Jim Frick telling him, duck under, do this, do that.
Line.
Boyesen definitely needing a win here to give Lehigh an opportunity to upset Oklahoma State. He's off balance. Ivan's down on his knees, going around the back, trying to get it inside, but blocks out and
gives it up again.
Loses the opportunity and gets taken down at the buzzer.
What'd you get? Need injury time? Injury time on red.
At the buzzer. Come in deep on the left leg. Just driving forward. Absolutely driving forward. And finally, he manages to bring him down. And Larry mentioned that happened in the last 5 seconds.
Now he's down by 3, and we were saying with 3 minutes left, we definitely need a win out of the co-captain here to get Lehigh to have an opportunity to win. Losing here puts it 10 points out of reach. It's mathematically not impossible, but it's highly improbable that Lehigh would get 2 pins in the last 2 bouts.
Okay, Lehigh's choice.
2 guys who haven't got 2 pins all year.
Okay, Lehigh's going to take bottom. State will be top. Okay, we have 6-3 State.
Again, although it's 17-10, it's really only fair to say that is a deceptive score. Lehigh has really only won 1 thus far. 6 of the 10 points on the board by a forfeit at 134 by Oklahoma State. John Epperly is the only Lehigh winner from wrestling.
There's near fall points coming. He traps him, pulls back on a off a so-called crab ride, stretching him out. But I'll tell you what, look at the shoulders of the Oklahoma wrestler. He's pinned.
He is.
He was pinned. And that happens. Referees take a hard look at a combination. They ought to stick their neck around the corner.
His shoulders were back. We can get a shot of that maybe again if we can show that. You will see that you're quite right, Larry. Chris Barnes' shoulders were on the mat.
I did that one time, referee, and
escaped by Boyesen.
Kid was working a combination on a so-called guillotine, and he's cranking him back, and I called the pin, and he jumps up, and he's elated, and the other kid has his head down, and they shake hands and put the other kid's head up. He says, "You did it wrong, ref." I said, "No, you pinned yourself." His parents almost shot me, but it was true. Boyesen shrugging, tying him around the back. Cuts the lead down to 8-6 with 45 seconds left. Time advantage isn't a factor. Boyesen has to let him up.
Yeah, I don't know why he let him up. He almost had a cradle there, Larry. He
couldn't work it.
He had that arm around, and he had the neck.
Got to really try anything.
He had a chance, and he didn't do it there. It looked like he kind of let Barnes out of that.
Barnes is definitely locking and picks up an easy deuce. And that's it. And that should
that'll do it for
make the Oklahoma State coach breathe a lot easier.
Period ends. It'll be a victory. 11-6. 3 points on the board for the Cowboys. It's Oklahoma State 20.
Good match, fellas.
Lehigh 10. We'll be back in a moment with the final 2 bouts.